Good morning.
Morning.
How is everyone doing? I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. This is the Carla, Marie, and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
And today is October 11th. We've got a fantastic show, actually.
We do have things today.
We have Amanda, who, if you missed the show on Thursday, she went out on a first date with a guy that she has been, like, kind of internet stalking.
Yeah. No.
Or at least internet familiar with for years.
She called on Thursday to let us know all the details. The date was Friday. I did get confirmation from her.
Well, she's alive. She's in the chat.
Yes, that she's alive. And
So we're
that
good.
she would be calling today.
So we do have that. We have our very special guest, Race Porter, who is the punter for the University of Washington football team. So we're going to talk a little bit of football, but today is also Mental Health Awareness Day.
Mm-hmm.
And the shirts that we are wearing currently are Race's brand, Homs, H-O-M-S, heart on my sleeve. And he's going to talk about how that ties into today, why the company started, all of that good stuff.
And it's also Indigenous Peoples Day.
It sure is. I actually just got a new book, which is interesting because when I posted the Ask Me Anything little sticker on Instagram, a lot of people were asking me for book recommendations. And I had just finished a book called The Nordic Theory of Everything. I finished that while we were on vacation. And today I am starting a new book about Chief Seattle. Apparently it's the first comprehensive book about Chief Seattle and his history that's ever been published. So I figure it makes sense to read about the person that this city is named after and who tried to keep peace for a very long time.
I had to sneeze. Sorry.
You can sneeze. Thank you to everyone who's gotten us through Hype Train Level 4. I also do have a list of other Native American history books that are fascinating.
You read, what was the other one you read?
I've read a lot of them. There was Native Seattle, which
Seattle.
is just about, that was the first time I actually read about Chief Seattle. Then, it's also National Coming Out Day. I did not know about that.
Heck, this day is jam-packed.
There's a lot of stuff going on today. But I read that. I read Indian Givers, which is a really good book about all the things that we use that we basically hijacked from Native American cultures. What? God, there's a couple other ones.
You read?
There was one I read about Chief Joseph, and I'm blanking on the name. I want to say it's called Thunder in the Mountains. I'm sure someone could. Yeah, there we go. Oh, someone said Chief Joseph is a hell of a tale too. I think it was called Thunder in the Mountains.
Maybe you should have put a blog together.
I could do that. And then I've read a couple other ones, but
Okay. Anthony's Reading Corner. I had Carla Marie's book corner in the newsletter.
When?
In the newsletter.
Today?
Actually, no, a few weeks ago, and it actually got more responses than anything we've ever put in the newsletter.
All right, so I'll put together that one.
Bam.
And then it is interesting, though, because obviously today is also recognized as Columbus Day. And when we were in Spain, one of the churches we took a tour of claims to have Christopher Columbus's tomb. So there is some debate as to whether or not he is actually buried there or if he's in the Dominican Republic somewhere or elsewhere.
It was bizarre.
But it was interesting to see that tomb. And then over the weekend, I actually saw that there are references now in Italian writings, like Italian monks, that were referencing what is now known as America, like 150 years before Columbus actually set sail.
So what did he even do?
I mean, he did a lot of bad things, but he commercialized the new world.
So he basically did with like Bezos and
he's kind of like the voyaging Elon Musk. So Elon Musk has never really invented anything on his own. Even Tesla, that's not a company that he invented. It's a company that he purchased. Mm-hmm. So what Elon Musk has done is taken things that already existed before he got his hands on it and made it popular and economically viable.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Columbus did to the Americas. Obviously, people were here before that. And there are now, I mean, the last probably 10, 15 years, there's been pretty good evidence that Europeans visited America before he did. So he made it, I don't know, he got funding from the government like Elon Musk does with SpaceX, and he made it viable.
There are Italians in New Jersey offended at everything you just said.
Yeah, whatever. Well, the crazy thing is the Italian government didn't even fund Columbus. He was Italian, but the Spanish government is who he actually had to go to get his funds to go to America. Either way, that is a lot of stuff that you can read on your own, but happy national all of those days.
Yes. It's a lot.
It's a lot of days to throw on one calendar day. Thunder in the Mountains is very good. Thank you, Jill from New Jersey.
We'll probably do Amanda's update in like 8 minutes. So Amanda, call us in like 8 minutes.
Okay. We can do that. Also, the other thing that I found when I was doing my little Ask Anything sticker yesterday on Instagram, someone, actually it was our friend Colleen, who had asked what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Oh.
And I posted a picture of us doing our Christmas spectacular on Power 93.3, which our friend Sean made that whole frame that I put up there. And I said something along the lines of the fact that we don't actually buy each other Christmas gifts. We decided whenever that instead of adding stress, we were just going to go out to a dinner, a very low stress evening.
But like a nice dinner.
Yeah, nice dinner, not like Taco Bell.
Right.
Although, who knows? Taco Bell could be a nice Christmas dinner, too, if you want to do that.
But, like, somewhere maybe we haven't been or somewhere that's, like, hard to get a reservation, something like that. And then, like, we get dressed up for it.
Yeah. And then we just do that. So, a lot of people had said that either that they thought that was a good idea that they might try to implement with their person.
It's awesome.
Other people said they've been doing that for years.
It's because, like, you have everything you need. And on top of that, like, we've also been like, if there's something that I'm like, oh my God, Anthony would really love this, I want to get it for him, I'll just get it for you. When have you done that? Not since we've got let go from our original jobs, but now we I'd say we used to like buy each other random things.
Yeah, every now and then. But there was one person who responded, and a lot of people did respond positively, and I loved it. And
here we go. I don't even know what this is.
It was just funny. It wasn't even that bad. Someone responded and basically said, like, good luck. My friend and his wife used to do that, and now they're divorced. And I just wrote, well, at least he didn't waste a bunch of money on gifts, if that's the case. But it was just an interesting. I love those random comments.
Mean?
I don't know. Also, thank you to everyone who has gotten us through Hype Train Level 5 so far. We have... if I can do the quick math, we have 87% of the way to go.
Cool.
We have 2.5 minutes or so to do that. And, of course, if we do, Carla Marie's got some whipped cream bikini shots that we can take.
But that's like saying, like, anyone that's ever been divorced, anything that they ever did in their relationship, you also do. Your marriage or relationship is doomed.
Well, it's almost like, imagine you go to a really nice place for dinner, right? And, like, take Christmas out of this. You go to a really nice place for dinner, and you're telling your friend, like, oh, my God, I just had the best meal. We went there. We got dressed up. The steak was incredible. The drinks were great. And they just look at you and go, oh, man, that's where my friend's wife dumped him. You just go,
okay.
Why did you say that?
No, that wouldn't even be right. It would be, good luck. My friend and his wife went there, and they got divorced.
Yeah. I didn't need to know that. Fred is 100% correct. The biggest and actually only cause of divorce is marriage.
Yep.
So if you want to get divorced, you've got to get married first. It's the only way to do it. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds left to get through this hype train. God. And the whipped cream bikini shots that we are taking are from our friends at Seattle Cocktail Club. And if you have not heard yet, maybe you weren't watching the trivia a little while ago, we do have our drag queen bingo event, our Halloween-themed drag queen bingo, where we'll be wearing a matching costumes, right?
Not matching.
Yeah, they're matching.
We're not matching. Is like today we're matching
an ensemble piece put together by the two of us. But you have to buy your bingo kits by tomorrow at the very latest if you want to be part of that. It's on October 20th. You've got to buy the bingo box, is what we're calling it.
Isn't there a thing?
And if you type in ! and the word bingo in the chat, you will get the link directly to that. We got 27 seconds to go 57% of the way there.
Oh, UD Flyer, thank you.
Let's see, 40% of the way there. I'm sorry to everyone who's watching on YouTube that doesn't actually get to see the little meter. Oh, no.
Meg said, I'm so excited for Drag Queen Bingo. My sister surprised me with the ticket.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
That is a really cool gift.
Oh, Meg, I think it was you, Meg, right? Who DM'd me telling me about cat teeth the other day after we talked about it on the show. Apparently.
Oh, did we get it? It was very, very close.
So
Hype train success. Let's see. Yes, Hype Train level 5 is completed.
Okay. Yeah, Meg. So Meg was telling me that someone in her life works for a animal rescue or clinic, whatever it was, and they, like, I guess saved the teeth or something with the teeth that seemed normal on part of what I was doing. But I guess someone else in her life has all of her pets that she's ever had, all of their ashes, and when she dies, she's being cremated and having all of their ashes put together. And I was
mixed up?
I was like, give me all of my cats. I'm doing it.
What if they made, those those things you can get on vacations when you go to like tropical places? I know you can get them in Lebanon too, where they make the little sand art. If you did that with your ashes, if you just like dyed all the ashes.
Have you ever seen?
They're already dead. If you just dyed all the ashes with color and one cat was blue,
have you
one
ever
cat
seen
was purple.
ashes?
No.
It's not what you think it looks like.
Isn't it like sand?
No, right? That's what I thought.
What is it like?
That's what it looks like in Meet the Parents.
Yeah, what is it? Or like dust. I don't know.
It's very like sawdust, but white and gray.
So are there like chunks?
Kind of.
That's
not
gross.
Like fingers.
That's actually pretty gross now when you think about it.
I remember we got our dogs and years ago and we opened it and there was like this green piece in there and we're like, the fuck is green? But I guess because they burn them in a box, so it could have been the box.
Oh, baby. Someone is adopting a kitten this weekend in the Twitch chat.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Cardi Giacomo? I think that's how you would say that. But congratulations.
You know how many times I've almost drank this thinking it was just apple cider?
It does look like a juice cleanse or something.
Oh, yeah. Like sometimes they will cremate your animal with other animals and just...
Well, they just throw a bunch of animals in a box?
Yeah, and then just give you the ashes. So Gwen and Kirkland's right. You have to pay extra for yours.
What a weird world.
Because they only want to turn on the thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's probably...
It's like Hocus Pocus. They send out signals.
Kitty John and Kitty Erica update while Carla Marie pours our whipped cream bikini shots, and she will explain what's in the shot in a second. Both kittens are still here. Both kittens are still adoptable. I believe there is someone who put in an application with...
It's not me.
Motley Zoo Animal Rescue. So we'll see.
We're still struggling over here.
They are adorable kittens.
On what to do.
And we'll figure out what Carla Marie's going to do with them. Or not do with them. In the coming weeks.
Anthony told me I can do whatever I want. And he's not going to move out.
I never said that. I just said you can always do whatever you want.
And then I said, well, what would you do? He said he wouldn't keep them.
Oh, what would I do? Like if the choice was up to me? No, I wouldn't.
I want them. I'm just concerned that I won't be able to love 4 cats.
Okay, pour the shots. Let's do this thing.
That was stupid. I can't push with the left. This is what happened the other day. This shot is apple cider and Jack Fire, and it's wonderful.
Okay. It is called the Jack Fire Apple Kini shot. If you take enough of these, you will be wearing a whipped cream bikini.
Amanda, call us after this.
All right. Cheers, Carla Marie. Thank you to everyone who got us through Hype Train Level 5. You're right there?
How do you get the whipped cream out?
I shake it. I don't know. I'm not going to do it in the camera, though.
I'd say 1 dog is the equivalent of 2 or 3 cats, though.
I don't know about that.
Clark just said I have 3 dogs and it's a lot. But dogs,
they're a little more. You have to take them outside and things like that. So I get that. Let me make sure.
My cats will stay in the same spot for 6 hours.
That is true. Let me make sure that we are good to go here on the call if Amanda decides to give us a call.
Maybe she says, screw you guys. Hocus Pocus is on all day, every day, and I haven't watched it yet this season. Freeform. I guess I could just watch it on Disney Plus whenever I want now. It's not the same.
This is a great question from Lenny. Did Amanda end up wearing the whipped cream bikini on her date?
We're not asking her that.
Well, we just did, kind of. She's listening. And we are ready for your call whenever you want, Amanda.
Jen Anyone else have a rough start to the day? I knocked over a huge iced coffee this morning and had to clean up the floor, walls, and counter all before 7 a.m. So I'm glad you're all here making my day better.
Call from Amanda.
It's just like prison.
To accept, press 1.
Amanda!
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you sound much better today. You're not robotic because I don't know what we did. I set up everything exactly the same, but the audio is coming through much better today.
Oh, well, that's always a good thing. Yay.
Maybe you sound better because you went on your first date.
No, I'm trying not to sound all tired because I woke up at 5:30 this morning.
Ooh, that is tough to do. I think people forget how hard it is to sound awake on the phone. But Amanda, let's get into it. So for people who weren't here on Thursday, you went out on your first date with this guy on this past Friday, and you had been like kind of stalking him on Facebook for a little bit, and then you had some drinks, decided to message him, and things went pretty well, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And how did where did you go for the first date before we get into how the date went?
So we went to a restaurant in town, and actually I was surprised how many people know what Grants Pass is in the chat. I went back and looked at the chat.
Were they all there watching you at the restaurant?
Oh God, I hope not.
Okay.
We went to this little restaurant that's actually one of the fancier places in town, and he got there early. And Bohemian, if you want to check it out. He got there early. He got a table. I was gonna be there a little bit late just because I'm always late. And when I got there, he was sitting down, and I was like, oh crap, like thinking he's like, I'm like, wow, you're super cute.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question. You see him, right? You lock eyes, you walk in. This is the first time you've seen him in person.
In a long time.
Probably ever, but at least since high school, right?
No, since that one time.
She saw him one time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. A couple years ago.
Forgetting that.
I do keep forgetting that.
So you see him, and he's hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And, so that's a good thing. And,
were there like butterflies and stuff? What was your initial reaction other than just seeing like that he was like actually attractive like he was in his Facebook picture?
Yeah, no, nervous, like super, super nervous after that. Like my little thought was, oh crap, he's cute. Like, I'm in trouble.
So how did the overall date go? Like, how long were you out for? How was it?
Well, we could have gone it could have been like a lot longer, but there's no place open after 9 o'clock, really.
Okay. So let me ask you this question before you. Wait, hold on. Because I want to go. I want to do this in order. I want to do this in order. So you get there, you see that he is attractive. You're like, oh my god, got some butterflies. When you got to the table, did you guys shake hands, hug, or do like a kiss on the cheek?
Oh no. I just sat down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
and he had a drink already, and I'm like, oh, that looks good. And then he's like, oh yeah, it's like my favorite. Do you want a sip or whatever? I'm like, oh sure, we're sharing germs already. Sweet.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, at that point,
that's a good sign.
Why not?
And
why not?
While you were there at dinner, was like the conversation easy? Was it a little forced? Were there like silent parts where you're like, oh my god, he hates me or I hate him? Like, how did that all happen?
No. Well, I mean, I don't know about him, but when I'm nervous, I tend to sometimes talk a lot. So, no, we've talked about everything, and it was actually kind of cool. Well, somewhat cool because my town can be kind of backwards still, like living in the 50s. There's this church that has a rainbow flag outside of it, which is really nice. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. But there's these protesters outside protesting the rainbow flag at the church, and I told him like I flipped them off today when I was like driving by, and he's like, exactly, thank you. Like,
oh, that's good.
We like the same things. We like, we hate racists. We hate homophobes.
Was the protest going on at night while you guys were at dinner?
No, I was driving by earlier that day.
Got it.
So I had literally had something to talk about, like when I got down.
I love that you did that. First of all,
yeah, thank you.
But yeah, Meg in the chat just said we love shared viewpoints.
That always helps.
Yeah, definitely always.
Right.
Helps.
So back to Carla Marie's question, the overall feeling at the end of the date. What are you thinking?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know we're going out again.
Now you're going out again, like you said you would like to go out again, or did you already plan something to meet up again?
We kind of did. Like, I'm not busy next weekend, so I told him that, we can hang out either Friday or Saturday. But yeah, no, he really wants to go out again. So, and I was the one who gave him my number first.
I was going to say, have you guys been texting ever since?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so when you guys met up on Friday, you guys had not exchanged numbers, that everything was just through Facebook?
Right.
Crazy, man.
And
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He didn't know I was older than him.
Because there's 2 years difference, right? Something like that?
Yep.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
Was he like weirded out by that?
No, he was surprised. He's like, "Oh, that's cool." I'm like,
And
yeah, I know I look young.
I know that. So you guys, he was in your brother or your sister's grade. What was it?
Brother.
My brother's.
Your brother's grade. Did you tell him that your brother said he was kind of a weirdo in high school,
No.
and how did he address that?
No, I did not say that. We just talked about like how they were in the same grade and stuff, and he actually remembers them and things like that. So.
Okay. Yeah, you saved that for like a few dates in. You want to drop that. Did you mention at all about your friends from Twitch? All of us?
No, I'm not. No, I don't think I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't. And like,
ever?
Maybe long time from
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
This is like our little circle of trust here.
Fine.
Yeah, circle of trust. Yeah.
Now,
That's nice.
I do have to ask: was there a goodnight kiss? No. Okay. So how did you?
I love it.
Yeah. How did you guys like split ways then? Was it like a high
wave.
five? Did you just walk away?
High five.
Well, we were kind of parked in different parking lots, so he walked me to my car, and we hugged and stuff, and said that we wanted to hang out again. And I'm like, "Do you want to walk? Do you want to ride back to your car? Because I don't think you really want to walk." And he's like, "Oh no, I'm fine." And then we were talking a little bit, and then I'm like, "So are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess I'll take it." And then, I drove him back to his car. So
that's
I'm
nice.
very nice.
I think
It's
it's always weird when you meet someone, especially on a date, and you're leaving. Even like non-romantic dates, if you're just hanging out with someone, maybe you don't know each other that well, and you're going to leave. Like, I never know how to break away from that situation. Is it a handshake? Is it a hug?
Right?
Well, like
it's always weird.
I went to dinner with my friend last night, and she drove me home, and I
Did you
hugged
kiss her?
I leaned over and hugged her goodnight in the car. I hug everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, hugs are nice, especially now that we can again.
Can hug, right?
That's true.
Very true. I'm pumped for you.
Well,
I'm
Amanda,
very
first,
happy for you.
congratulations. It is date number 1.
Yes.
If for some reason you go to date number 2, and he's like, "I want you to be my girlfriend," what would you say?
Oh, I told him already I have to move very slowly.
Good.
Like this time, because I've already, I've went too fast in previous ones. And
I like
they've
that
always,
you. I like that you
went
put
past.
that out there like very early
Yeah.
on. Like, hey, this is fun. We're just gonna move slow. That is really, really cool. Well, congratulations.
You
Thank
shoot.
you.
How would you say shoot your shot in previous tense?
You shot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
You shot your shot.
You shot your shot.
I was gonna say you shot your
Yeah.
shot.
No, you didn't shot your shot. That doesn't make any
You
sense.
shot your shot, and look what happened. There we are. That's the word I was looking for.
Woohoo.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Amanda, we're gonna let you go. Thank you so much, and good luck with all the other dates. You look great.
Awesome. Thanks. You look great.
Look at that.
Shot your shot was not coming to my head.
You wanted to say shat? Well, I don't know why you would want to do that. The other thing we have coming up today, by the way, and this is going to happen in about 15 minutes, our friend Race is going to be joining us. Race is the punter at the University of Washington. He's currently in his 5th year or 6th year? 5th year.
I don't know. He'll
Because
tell us.
all college athletes were granted an additional year of athletic eligibility last year, which has made college basketball and college football kind of crazy landscapes this year. But Race is finishing up at UW. He is the punter. If you watch any UW games, he is the one kicking the ball down the field.
So far,
He does.
I said to him,
That's his job.
We were talking about something. He sent a video. We'll probably play it later. And I watched it, and I was like, dude, I would kick it 1 yard, if that. So I'm going to ask him if he can take me to the field and teach me how to kick.
And teach you punting?
Or punting.
Why would you need to know how to punt? At what situation in this point of your life would you be like, oh, man, I wish I could have punted that football?
I don't know. Just to say I did, Anthony.
Are we going to discuss NASCAR? Nope.
No, definitely, probably.
We have had NASCAR discussions on here.
Yeah, not today though.
But that's with a NASCAR driver.
So there was a conversation going on in the chat that we were missing while we were on with Amanda, and I was getting bits and pieces, and I wanted to talk about it. So Maggie Magoo had a job interview today.
Oh, okay.
And 15 minutes before her job interview, her cat knocked her coffee, water bottle, and computer all off of her desk.
Sounds about right. Cats are assholes.
But she said it was actually impressive that the computer went one way and the coffee and water went the other, so everything is fine.
I've come into this room, which is our studio space / my bedroom, and I don't know what it is about computers, but I'll get here and the cats will be sitting and typing things on my computer.
Erica played a Dan and Shay song on my computer one day.
It's kind of crazy how much they can do with just pressing random buttons. I'm always scared that they're going to start streaming and there's just going to be a cat here.
Yeah.
Hanging out with you. Let's see. I also have to talk to Race. So Race's friend, Miles Gaskin, they actually started the company kind of together. Miles is now playing for the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. And I drafted Miles on my fantasy football team. And I had him in the lineup for the first, 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
I don't know how many weeks of the season we're in. But either way, yesterday was the first time I took him out of the lineup.
Yep. And
he made me pay for it by scoring the most points of any of my fantasy football players.
Oh, he didn't score touchdowns. He just scored.
I don't know what his actual stat line was.
It's fine. I feel bad for all these players that not only have to deal with fans being annoyed with them, but these loser dudes and their freaking.
Not just dudes.
True. I've played fantasy football before. That's fine. These losers and their fantasy football teams attacking these grown men on social media about the game that they are also playing.
Yeah.
That is just a game.
Let's see. He had 25 rushing yards, but he also caught 10 catches for 74 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. So he had a pretty good day coming out of the backfield. He was projected to score just under 7 points, 6.95. He scored 31.9. So, that happens.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to talk about fantasy football.
No, that's about it.
Because I don't know what the hell you just said.
But you played fantasy football.
One season, and I played NHL hockey. That's the word. Hockey.
Hockey, fantasy hockey. I was about to say hockey, fantasy football. So you played fantasy hockey?
Yeah.
I've never played any other sport other than fantasy football. I have bet on other games, but that's about it. It's usually a straight up type of bet.
Chrisu, first time chatter. Hello, and I love that it was about a cat.
Welcome.
Because the computer is warm. That's why cats sit there. Chancia keeps asking if we're going to the Kraken home opener. Unsure what the deal is with that yet. We don't have tickets. We were supposed to be possibly doing something there as a show, but we don't know what's happening. We also can be going to my friend's lake cabin that weekend, so
we'll see what happens there. I stopped doing fantasy football when my bench outscored my starters. Whoa. Who just dropped all those?
Chancia.
Thank you very much for 10 gifted tier 1 subs. That is really, really cool.
Oh, Amanda said on the first date they also talked about football and they both hate Tom Brady.
See, here's the interesting thing. I have cheered against Tom Brady almost his entire career, mainly because I'm a Raiders fan, and if you've been following me on Instagram, you know that now. You know I own Raiders season tickets. So as a Raiders fan, we played in the AFC Championship game when Charles Woodson was on the Raiders. Tom Brady was on his way to win his first Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And there was a little thing called the tuck rule. And that came about when Charles Woodson actually tackled and forced a fumble. He sacked Tom Brady and forced a fumble. But there used to be this stupid ass rule called the tuck rule in the NFL that actually reversed the call, and it wasn't a fumble, and the Patriots went on to kick a winning field goal and win the game, thus taking out the chance of the Raiders going to the Super Bowl.
Mikey was there.
From that moment, I've always hated Tom Brady, and now I'm at a point in my sports watching career where I'm just so impressed by what Tom Brady is doing that I'm like, you know what, man? I hope you keep winning till you're 60.
Yeah,
because it's just insane. We're literally watching the best, most successful football player of all time.
It sucks because like I also dislike just Boston teams.
Yes.
Oh, like all of them. I don't like them. Never have.
Yeah.
So I also didn't like him. So now like I hate him less.
Because he's not in Boston.
But
so the interesting thing when you think about where we are in the timeline of sports, we get to watch Tom Brady. We get to watch LeBron James.
We watched Derek Jeter. Mike Trout. I don't know why I called him Michael Trout. Mike Trout, who's putting up better numbers than probably any baseball player of all time. Like, it is kind of crazy that we are watching all of these but like
amazing
these people
athletes.
watch Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, but they weren't watching the Babe Ruth of football and basketball too.
Maybe.
And we got to watch our generation got to watch a lot of Michael Jordan, or at least be around for a lot of Michael Jordan. Even though I cheered against him as well.
Oh my God.
It's just kind of crazy.
Sorry, my mom is logged out of Twitch.
So you're going to log her in now? Is that what's going to happen?
I just had to send her the right password.
And we also reminded everyone on Thursday, if you did not listen to the show or did not get an email from Twitch, there was a hack and a data breach at Twitch. So remember to change your passwords. And it's always a good idea to change your passwords every like 6 months or so anyway.
Jill was right. Throw Simone Biles on that list.
Simone Biles, another great
Just
one.
fly
Michael
into the-
Phelps.
Oh.
Like, we are seeing some unbelievable...
Oh, Usain Bolt?
I was just going to say that too.
That
Good
guy's
job,
fast.
Carla Marie. Usain Bolt's interesting because even though he has the world record...
Serena freaking Williams.
Possibly the greatest athlete to dominate their sport of all time. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was another time like this in sports. Also, we're inundated with access to sports, and women's sports weren't what they were. We get to watch Sue Bird.
Sue Bird. I love Sue Bird. And Diana Taurasi.
Yeah.
I only know who she is. Well, I know who she is prior, but I really know who she is because of Space Jam.
Oh, she was in Space Jam. I know who she is because I used to watch her play at UConn.
Oh.
She was on those dominating UConn basketball teams, which really doesn't narrow it down because they've been dominating women's college basketball forever. Tiger Woods, another one. Just because he cheats doesn't mean he wasn't really good at golf. I mean, you can do both. Apparently, a lot of people do. The shot glass is full. Let me thank you for the reminder, Amanda Moe. Let me go clear that out. I'm not even logged in to clear that out. And we do have race coming up in about 5 minutes. So make sure you don't go anywhere because his story is really cool. We're going to be letting you know how you can actually help him out, not only by supporting Homs, his company, but also there's a big thing that we get to vote on, and he is part of that.
We're going to make race win thanks to this chat.
I hope so.
Oh, my mom made it.
Oh, Mama Marie, welcome.
Coconut Love said Andre Agassi, tennis. I just thought about...
Agassi?
Whatever.
Agassi?
Who's the guy I was just thinking of, though? Oh, Andre Bocelli is where my head was going when I read that. What is his name? Agassi. I knew that. But whatever. Serena's better, so I don't care.
The women's soccer team. So it's interesting because the U.S. women's soccer team and the U.S. women's basketball team. Oh, I think race is...
Your brother just said Andre Degrassi.
Let me double check. Hold on. I got to find... There's a lot of screens I've got up. Oh, race is ready.
Hold on. You're not on yet. Don't do anything cool.
Okay. I need to make sure that Race's video is looking good before we bring him on. That's my first order of business, and it is. And we also have
Are we going to play that video of him first?
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone knows what Race does.
Everyone knows what punting looks like?
Yeah.
All right, hang on 1 second. Let's see if this all plays.
Long snap back from the 43 of the Grizz. Holder drops the nose. It comes down inside the 5. McDuffie smothers it at the 1.
And that man right there.
Long snap back from the 43 of the Grizz.
Now on our screen.
Now
Hi,
that
Race.
man is on our screen.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
Great. Just watching you kick the ball the farthest ever.
I try. You guys look fantastic in the hoodies, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, these are I don't know if you know these. I don't know if you've ever seen these before. They're pretty cool.
Pretty cool company.
No, tell me about it. What do the hearts mean?
So the hearts are from Homs, Heart on My Sleeve, this really cool company that started here in Seattle. I am not going to try to do this, so I will butcher it. So everyone in the chat, we've been talking about you all morning, actually. We've been talking about what you do as a student athlete, what you do as a business owner, which a lot of people may have listened to Side Hustlers. I had you and Miles on the podcast summer 2020, early summer 2020. We recorded the whole podcast, and then I realized that I actually never hit record, and I wanted to die. I felt so bad, and the two of them were like, we'll just do it again, and we recorded again, and it was a great episode. But I learned so much about the both of you, your story, the company, but before we get into all the football stuff, I really want you to talk about Homs because it's very, very important, and we'll explain why that ties in with football and all of that.
Yeah.
So
it's also Mental Health Awareness Day today, as we are celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month for the entire month of October. So explain Homs. Go for it, Race.
Yeah, so everyone asked me like how it started, all that stuff, which is super cool because it was like super natural. I was going through a tough time in my life. With depression, and I had dealt with it for a while. And, you know, I think mental illness and all that stuff is so individual and kind of depends on each person, how they interact with it. But for me, my depression always would just take me into a little kind of downturn, and I just kind of deal with it, let it play out, and then I'd start to feel better. And this time around, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let it like just suck me in and ruin my next few weeks. And so I was like, I'm going to actually do something about it. And that was when I had the idea to just start making clothes. And it was super cool for me because it was just like a coping mechanism for my kind of mental illness. I didn't sit down. I wasn't like, okay, yep, I'm going to start this brand. I'm going to get my LLC, all this stuff. I just started making clothes for myself. And I ironed, you know, I love the story. I ironed the heart patch onto the sleeve, and literally wearing the heart on the sleeve was kind of the concept, and just telling myself to trust being emotional and trust that, you know, these emotions will pass and it's important to feel them and all that stuff. And then the full heart wasn't enough, so I cut another heart in half, and I would wear it, the broken one on days I was feeling a little, you know, not as great, and then the full one on days I was feeling great. And it just led to conversations around the locker room because I was playing at the time with my close friends on the street. And, you know, those little conversations just, oh, what does that shirt mean? What is that? Started to kind of feel like, okay, we might have something here. You know, it gets that conversation going, which whether I want to keep it going or not, it's something that has to be done. If it's helping people out and it's helping me out, which it was. So that's how it started. And then, you know, I was doing white t-shirts. It evolved into hoodies, and then just kind of naturally took off after that.
So if you want to check out the company, by the way, all you have to do is in our chat right now, if you're watching this on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, there will be a link in the description later. But if you're watching on Twitch right now in the chat, just type in ! and the letters HOMS, and you'll get a link directly to the Homs Seattle website. And
you might even see us up there modeling.
You might. But I love what you said, Race, about being able to lean into your emotions and being able to lean into talking about them. Because I think as guys, especially in the sports world, like we both grew up playing sports, you're kind of taught that any emotion that isn't like aggression is weakness, right? Anything that's not 100% strength, or what we have defined as strength, is a weakness. And we're kind of, you know, crying is not something that boys are supposed to do. You know, all of those things that we learn growing up, especially in the athletic sphere of life. I love that you leaned into the antithesis of that and say, no, it is okay to talk about it. And not only am I going to talk about it, I'm going to literally wear my emotions on my sleeve. And if I'm having a good day, you're going to know it. If I'm having a bad day, you're going to know it. And that opens up a conversation for everyone else to feel comfortable. And I love that you were able to take that and turn it on its head, especially in the sports world.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think it's been awesome. It's been, like you said, just to see all the guys on the football team rally around it, and you know, all these huge 350-pound guys throwing the hoodies on with, you know, some of them wore the pink hoodies, and it's been a blast. And it's been so fun to see people rally around that kind of.
Do you have to make quadruple XL for some of the offensive linemen?
I've made a 4X.
A 4X.
That's the biggest I've ever gone. Yeah.
I remember when I was about to do the Side Hustlers episode with Race and Miles, I was so nervous. I think probably the most nervous ever, because I'm like, oh my God, they're football players. They're going to be mean. Like, that's where my head went. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, they are not. They are the polar opposite. And I love, to what Anthony said, you're also just breaking the stigma of, you're approachable and you are humans too. Just because you play a sport where you knock each other over doesn't mean you can't have feelings and be a normal human and not just someone who's like, you don't go around just beating people up when you're not on the field. So it was really cool to actually see that side of you guys. And I was like, wow, they're so freaking nice. Not that I didn't think we were going to be nice guys. I was just scared because of everything we see in the media. It's just, you see these mean guys on the field, but no, not at all. Absolute sweethearts.
Carla Marie also would like you to teach her how to punt. I don't know why she thinks she needs that skill now in her life, but you never know.
You never know when you can whip out a good punt. It might impress people at a party or. Or
actually, J.R. Smith is back in college at North Carolina A&T playing golf, so you could re-enroll in school. Sure. You still have eligibility, Carla Marie, and you could be a punter.
Could you imagine?
There you go. We could get it going anytime.
Oh my God, Race, we're doing it. Don't think that I'm not going to make you do this. Okay.
It's easier than it looks.
So football has officially tied in with Homs. You are nominated. Well, so you're on the Allstate AFCA Good Works team, and now you're nominated as a captain. So like we can actually go on and vote for you. So
what does that even mean?
Yeah. How does that happen, and what do you get if you win, and all of that?
Yeah. So that whole kind of commitment that Allstate has made has been unbelievable. They actually, so it's really cool with the NIL stuff, which is super new. I'm sure we might talk about that a little bit. They pledged $1 million to all the athletes that are on the team. So that is a portion of that is going to the athletes to help them kind of, because a lot of it has been kind of charity work and all that stuff. So it's to help them go deeper into that. And then the thing that I'm super excited about with that is they're donating $10,000 to a charity of choice for each athlete, which was super cool. So I was very, very happy to be able to donate to NAMI. I believe we talked about that on the Side Hustlers episode. It's a mental health organization that Hans has worked with. So that's really cool. The way that it's set up, so they're already making such a difference by, doing that, which is super fun. And then all the people that are on, like you said, the schools kind of vote for their own guy, hopefully, or maybe other schools are voting for me. That'd be cool. And then I'm not sure. I think the winner gets to go to New York or goes to the playoff and does something with that.
Cool.
But it's just kind of cool to see the schools rally around their guys and they all support them. So
how does that work? Because there's this team, right, that Allstate has set up. Is there are you the punter for this made up team, or is it just a member of these different
I think schools? It's just 11 because there is another punter. I double checked.
That son of a bitch.
I know. I was like, we got to get that guy out.
So, and what you can do right now, because this will, again, if you're watching this on YouTube later, it will be in the description. But if you type in ! And the word vote, VOTE, you can go vote for Race right now. So we can throw him 200 to 300 votes as you're watching this. So ! And the word vote. Make sure you do that. And if you're watching on YouTube later, hit the link in the description.
And you can vote, I think, once a day, right?
Once a day, yeah. I've been steady with it.
Okay.
Do you get updates of a leaderboard?
No, I wish. That'd be awesome.
It's probably better because here's my theory. Even if you're winning, you might take your foot off the gas a little bit and not push it as much. And if you're losing, you don't want to see that. So it's better that they're probably just going to show you at the very end. But we're going to do our very best to make sure that you get the votes that you need, Race.
I appreciate that. You guys are the best.
A lot of people in chat are fans. They went to the Homs website and they're like, oh my God, I love the UW colors one. People are like, I need the Pride Hearts one in a hoodie to come back. So, because you had Pride t-shirt. Did you have a hoodie?
I didn't have the hoodie yet. No, yeah.
They're requesting a hoodie. So
write
that down.
I know it's probably hard not only to be in school, be on the football team, and run a business, but you're doing them all at the same time. What does your normal schedule look like? right now?
Yeah. So during the season, I definitely pare Homs down a little bit. Just make sure I have a good idea of what I'm dropping, when we're going to do that, because it can get overwhelming. I'm sure, I think we talked about that on Side Hustlers, that at the start, when I didn't have it under control, if a wave of orders came in, it was just stress.
Which is not
and so,
the point of what this was.
which is yeah, it's counterintuitive to the meaning behind it all. But I'm super excited, because I just heard from my manufacturer they should be here next week, is Mr. Shoe Guy will appreciate it. The Homs 1 will be here.
Oh, I saw you posted about those. Those look really cool.
I've been a little bit quiet about it, because I have the first sample, but we produced them in Hong Kong, and it has taken about a month and a half, 2 months to get them here, which is a lot longer than schedule. So with COVID and everything, the shipping is all, as you guys know. But that project should get rolling next week. Cool. And that is easy, because production on those is just shipping, because they're done when they arrive. That's so cool. I'd say that was like kind of a big step for me, is understanding, okay, how can we keep rolling, keep products out, keep doing cool stuff without it meaning I'm going to be sitting in the office just with long hours working that. But it's super easy. We're working on that shoe drop. I've already got the idea for the video I want to do. It's going to be fun.
Cool.
But yeah, schedule football in the morning, Homs right after, and then hopefully I'll have some free time later in the evening.
And then this is something I've always wondered. So you guys had an off week this week, right? You had a bye week?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean you're practicing more or practicing less? Like, do your coaches say, like, take 2 or 3 days off? Because I know in the NFL, like, players will go on vacation and stuff, a little different in college. What are you guys doing during an off week?
It was pretty chill. Our coaching staff is super awesome. So we just had a lift Tuesday, practice Wednesday, lift Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday we were off. Wow. So it was super nice. All the coaches go on recruiting trips during our bye week. So it is kind of a week off. We get some time. I went and saw the James Bond movie yesterday, which
nice.
Very cool. But yeah.
And then when you graduate, so this is your final year, correct? At UW.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When you walk out of that campus for the last time, what is the plan for Homs? Is it to go full throttle, or are you going to try to work for someone else and learn so that you can use that towards Homs? What do you want to do?
We feel like your parents. What are you going to do when you graduate?
Man, I hope I answer right. The first and foremost goal is to go to the NFL.
Cool.
I think what I told people before the season is, with a position like mine, all it takes is one good year to get a chance at the next level. So that's the tricky part for me, is with hoping to keep that dream alive. That kind of makes Homs just fall on the back burner. And so as far as right now, continuing just kind of working on production, finding that great product without dropping a bunch of new stuff, just kind of refining the hoodies, refining the t-shirts, finding a product that everyone loves. And then something I'm super, super excited about that I haven't talked to anyone about is Homs is working on a collaboration with Fabletics.
What?
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
Shut up.
So I was put in contact with their VP of women's clothing, and we had a great meeting, and we were thinking about how we could tie mental health in with kind of the activewear and going down that road, and positive body image and mental health through kind of activity and working out. And so that is slated for maybe next spring.
That's huge.
So that is something that will be super exciting, is to kind of explore collaborations that allow Homs to not have to do a ton of stuff, but still getting the message out. And yeah,
that is awesome.
That is congrats, because that is amazing.
And to go back to what you said about obviously still wanting to be in the NFL, still pushing towards that goal.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned the NIL stuff, which is name, image, likeness. Recently, that players have been able to now sell that on their own, so they can sell their name, their image, their likeness. You can be in commercials, you can do all these things, while also stating your tie with your schools. Because I remember when I was in school, we had to sign contracts basically saying like you couldn't do any of that stuff. And I'm sure when you're a freshman, sophomore, and junior year, you had to do that too.
Yep.
How has that changed for you? How have you seen? Because like obviously all the talking heads on ESPN will talk about it. All of the sports fans will talk about it. How has it changed for the actual athlete?
I would say for the athlete, it just enhances that platform. So like the thing that I love so much about the NIL is there's always going to be two sides of everything. So yeah, there's going to be the guys that just want to get free gear, hand out. Oh yeah, hey, I've got 20,000 followers on Instagram. Let me wear your gear. They'll send them a package, throw it on. That's cool. I think that builds brands, all that stuff. But we constantly hear our coaches tell us about these platforms we have. We're recognized as UW football players, not our name. Like anytime we're in the news, it says UW football player does this.
Yep.
And I think the NIL stuff just kind of lifts that up, and it allows people who have been using their platforms more of a voice, which I think is so valuable. So like things like the mental health and all that stuff. Carla, Marie, you recognize that we were on Side Hustlers like a long time ago. Yeah. Now there's so many more situations like that where it's like, oh, these people are doing this and that. Not only do we want to exactly, not only do we want to lift them up, but now there's so with Allstate, there's the monetary aspect of, okay, look how much good they're doing for their community. Let's give them a little bit of extra help so they can keep doing that to a higher degree and all that stuff. Awesome. So I think that's been the coolest part about it all. And just, the feel of being in a college town. Seattle is not the greatest because it's just such a big city and there's so much going on. But, for other city, I hate to mention Pullman, but, a town like that, it just feels like the businesses and all that stuff, and it can be so much more involved with players. So
yeah, it's tough in a city like Seattle where there's so many like $billion industries. But yeah, if you go to Athens, Georgia, or Knoxville, Tennessee, those cities. Even Clemson, I know when you're driving to Clemson, there's like paw prints on the road. So there are smaller towns across America that really embrace their huge colleges.
Paw print outside my house. I don't care. People think it's for my cats, but that's besides the point.
Hell yeah, as long as it's purple.
Hell yeah. But also you have been wearing Roosevelt's gear lately too, which obviously we get super excited about because everyone in this chat live now knows that our best friends are the guys behind the Roosevelts, and we had been telling you about them forever because how you started your company to us was kind of similar. How they started grassroots, like mailing from their apartment, all of that stuff, and now you're wearing their gear. So are you an official Roosevelt's athlete? Like how is that working?
Yeah. I definitely am. And I was excited to talk about it. I absolutely love their stuff. You guys told me about them, so I would have never known about them. I ordered the Dwight Schrute, the Beats hat. And then when they announced that they were doing the kind of NIL stuff, I got right on it. I think I sent them an email or whatever, and then they started sending some shirts. And the shirts are unreal, as you guys know. It's like perfect sporty, perfect, like fancy enough to dress up. And so how could you not go do a photo shoot in them? And then they just kept it rolling. And I think it's such a fun brand. I think they're amazing. I think the fact that you guys have ties with them and they started like that makes it even more kind of special to me. But yeah, awesome. Kick ass. That's the stuff, like I was saying, there's the charitable aspect, and then there's that side of it, which is so cool to just be able to represent a brand that you love and want them to do as good as possible. And
there are two things I'm going to ask you real quick before we let you go. One, are you in your childhood bedroom? Because I'm looking at the banners on top.
Yeah, so it was my nursery, but my dad turned it into his office. So I just gotta.
I like that he kept that up there, though. He kept the sports banner up there.
Yeah, that's why I ended up playing sports. So I got to keep it up there.
I freaking love that. And the chat has noticed that you can actually vote if you use different browsers several times a day. So that's what everyone is now doing.
We're not saying we're not encouraging people to hack the system, but it is hackable if you would like to do that. And last, before we let you go, you had the off week. Who are you guys playing this coming weekend?
UCLA.
How do you feel about the game?
Feel great. Coming off a bye week, you got a little extra preparation. I think that last game we played against Oregon State came down to the last couple seconds. So, that one hurt. We're playing with a little bit of extra motivation. And whenever teams from California come up to Seattle, we feel like we got a little edge because they get soft.
Wait, it's home?
Home. Yep. 6:30 homecoming.
We have to go.
Okay, done.
Hell yeah.
I guess we'll be there.
Let's make it happen.
Kick it far. Yay.
I'll try my best.
I'm so excited.
Grace, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Good luck with everything. We'll continue to tell people to keep voting for you.
Yeah.
And if you haven't done so yet, in the description on YouTube or in the chat right now, make sure you are linking over to vote for him and to check out Hams as well.
Awesome. You guys rock. Thank you so much.
Peace out, man.
You look great. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, we didn't say that. That's our fault.
I did.
Let me make sure that, okay, we're
Love
off
that guy.
there.
He's the freaking best.
He is awesome. And it'll be, do you want to go to the game?
Yeah, what day? He just
Saturday.
6:30.
Saturday. Football games are usually Saturday.
Well, I mean,
can you make
the
Pac-12
us go away from the screen?
The Pac-12 does also play on Fridays, so.
Yeah, I'm in. Bam. I got to make a race Porter shirt. Porter on the back.
Thanks for telling us how jerseys work. But we can go.
It's homecoming. Do you think I can win?
The homecoming queen?
No,
I don't think you could. I really don't. I don't think you're eligible anymore.
Meg says, I like how much Tone says hell yeah. You do say it a lot, and I also say it a lot.
I do?
I don't
know. I think she's talking about race, not me.
Oh. Well, you said it, and then I said it, and I was like, oh my God, we need to stop saying it. I'd read Tones. Oh, because Andre said it before. That's why.
Okay.
Saturday, 5:30. He said 6:30, so.
We'll have to see what happens, I guess.
He better know what time he's got to be there.
Well, maybe he probably has to be there way earlier than we would have to be there.
Oh my God,
probably.
I got to text Lindsay.
Okay,
Her family has
let's focus on this right now.
It's called it a kick gate.
A sailgate?
Tailgate. They don't do tailgating when it's cold.
Okay. Thank you to everyone who hung out with us today. I know it's a little past 9 o'clock, and we're normally what?
Baby Jake.
What? He
texted us and said, I clicked on this because of your email. Now I'm procrastinating, and it's our Twitch stream.
Oh, cool.
His birthday's tomorrow.
Hi, baby Jake. It is the easiest thing in the world to distract Carla Marie. Let's see. Bianca just said, I got my bingo box. Again, if you have not purchased your bingo box or your bingo kit, you can do that right now. All you've got to do is, it's just there. Type in ! and the word bingo. You'll get the link, and you have to buy it no later than tomorrow. I would suggest doing it today because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe like you get a flat tire, you forget. Next thing you know, it's 12:01 Wednesday morning, and you're screwed. So, ! I hate that word. ! And the word bingo. To do that, all of the links that we mentioned in the chat will be in the description of our YouTube video if you are watching that. So if you want to buy your bingo kit, if you want to vote for a race or check out Ham Seattle, all of those will be in the description.
I just asked Jake if he can come on the show tomorrow for his birthday because that was a request, but he's probably going to say no because the last few times I've asked him, he's like, oh, I have meetings at that time.
I don't think Jake really likes us. I think he secretly dislikes us.
That's fair. Also, tomorrow I bought something that Anthony doesn't know about that may or may not change my life forever, and we're going to talk about it on the show.
All right, we'll do that tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us.